Hey guys, it's Viewmasters Reactions, and we're back with another new show, Delicious in Dungeon. I think I was told by the live streamers on Critical Role Fridays, and I was definitely told by my friend Merrick at the arcade, that this show is fantabulistic. We just watched the trailer, I took a drink, I changed my shirt, and we're jumping right in. I did see, well, let's just go over to it, and we'll see together. Episode 1, Hot Pot / Tart. Now, I've seen shows do that before, and usually when they do, it's because it's 2 episodes in one. I feel like Adventure Time used to do that. Is it Steven Universe? There was another show that used to have, like, a slash, and it'd be, like, split, but it was aired as 1 episode, even though it was kind of like 2 mini episodes. Maybe that's what Merrick meant, because when I asked him last night, he was like, they're really short. And I looked, and they're 25 minutes, and I'm like, that's about your average 30-minute anime if you knock out the commercials and stuff. But maybe that's what he meant, because he made it sound like they were 10-15 minute shorts. So maybe they're shorter than I thought. It's still considered episode 1, so we're going to roll with it. After a crushing loss, apologies if I'm saying the pronunciation wrong, but I think it's Laos, Marcel, and Chilchuk. I said in the last one, we only saw the elf girl, this little dude, and the dude that looks like a dwarf. He's jacked up with the helmet. Then when we watched the trailer, I did see the knight-looking human, and he said something about saving his sister, which is right there, re-enter the dungeon to save Fallon, but this time they have a foolproof survival plan. Quickly re-enter the dungeon. So they're re-entering the dungeon. So all these dudes have already been on a journey, and they were in the dungeon. They lost Fallon, I'm assuming, because it says we have to save her and go back in. I guess we're going to get some sort of recap in the beginning explaining what happened, because we're not, like, meeting all each other. I just started, well, not just started, but, like, last year, I think I watched Record of Lodoss War, one of the few animes growing up that I heard about a million times and never actually watched. And it is very much a Dungeon and Dragon type band of people that get together and fight and do their thing, but they met each other along the journey. I think we started with some of them, and then they, had their backstories and stuff, but a lot of them had to meet along the way. I feel like a lot of these people have already been part of a journey, hence why they said re-entering the dungeon. But we won't know till we jump in. I've heard great things. It looks amazing. We'll talk more at the end. They're eating a feast, and I know there's stuff about eating because it's delicious in dungeon. You want to see more of what I do? In the description of every video is a link for Patreon. You'll see these in full. I'm probably, unless I dislike it, which I can't imagine I will, I'll probably run through these pretty quick. There are 4 episodes left that drop every Thursday. Today is Thursday, and episode 8 just came out. So I thought about it, and I'm like, if I could do an episode a day, which is doable, if I love it, it better be good. If I love it, we'll get 1 out a day, and I'll try to edit them up as quick as possible, and maybe by next week, we will be watching it on Thursday and dropping it at 3 a.m. because I'm assuming this comes out 3 a.m. Avatar came out today, the live action. I did episode 1. It's up on Patreon in full, and also YouTube. I edited up episode 1. Didn't get into episode 2 or beyond yet, but check that out as well. Hundreds of other movies and shows: Peaky Blinders, Doctor Who, Person of Interest, My Hero Academia, Critical Role live streams on Friday. We have Vox Machina. This is a Grog shirt, so that's Vox. We have all those episodes, all the seasons in full. Percy Jackson just finished. True Detective Season 4 just finished. Stranger Things and Cobra Kai very soon, also on Netflix. If not, Season 1, Episode 1, Delicious in Dungeon, a Netflix series. And I did see the night guy pull out a mushroom-looking person in the trailer like that.
The ground shook, and the floor of the catacombs split. Emerged a man. He claimed to rule the Golden Country. The land had prospered, he said, until a mad mage cast a spell that sunk it deep underground. I shall bestow my kingdom to whomever defeats the mage. The man turned to dust and blew away.
That's always a problem. Delicious in Dungeon. All right, that's our introduction. Mystical. The Red Dragon. He kept talking about red dragons the night in the trailer. I'm guessing this is before we re-enter the dungeon.
There was a mistake on our map, so we wasted a day getting here.
And Laos is him, if I'm pronouncing it right.
We'll have to go back for more supplies.
There's Phelan.
No way. Just a fail?
Did the teeth not go in her? It looks like a tooth is through her. Oh, so she got us out. Was the red dragon biting through her, or was she between the teeth? Either way, it looked bad.
Have you seen Fallon?
Fallon was in its mouth.
The spell couldn't reach her in the dragon's stomach.
When we teleported, all of our inventory was left behind.
I've got some more bad news for you.
Chill Chuck's the little dude.
2 of our party members just decided to quit.
Let's say we
love
sold
it.
all the gear we have on us.
I love so far
Give us
what's
enough
happening.
cash to buy cheaper gear. Wasn't someone
Can you? I
resurrected
don't
after being
know.
pooped out?
Not that I heard of.
We almost died today because we were so...
Don't skip on me. How dare you, Netflix? You broke my heart. What is happening? Oh, you son of a bitch. I've been watching Netflix. What is happening? Really? Really? You gotta play this game with me? What is this all about? What is this? What's all this? Seriously? I might cry for a second. Does it really I get so upset. I get so upset. Like, why are you doing this to me? Why are you doing this to me? I don't need this. Are you gonna make me hit play?
But financial problems aside, we need to find something to eat. The Laughing Wolf
I
Tavern
love
has
that we
great
have to
portions, though.
budget
Oh,
ourselves
but that
and actually
place
think
has a
about it.
fantastic menu.
I'm down with that.
I
Soup
have
with
to
meat
go back to the
dumplings.
dungeon. I'll take your gear and sell it, and raid the dungeon by myself.
We couldn't do it with 5.
I'm going back there with you, and a powerful magic user like me will come in handy.
You never know when you'll need a trap disarmed or a door unlocked.
Ah, it's like a not
You guys are the
character.
best.
Like a rogue.
We're going to get all of our food from the dungeon.
That's
This
how
place
it
is
comes
full of
in.
monsters,
So we don't
right?
waste money.
The carnivorous monsters
I love
eat
it.
the monsters that are herbivores.
It's gonna get the jump. Oh, the mushroom.
Why do they keep letting noobs down here?
This is the
I
trailer.
think we just found our lunch.
That's gross!
The Dungeon Gourmet Guide says so. It's a basic ingredient, actually.
It doesn't seem like a
that
violent
scuttling?
creature.
That's
I
a
almost feel
scorpion!
guilty.
6 years ago, it was connected to the dungeon proper and has become quite the busy location. Are they creatures from the surface? Either way, they look strange and attack without hesitation.
Crab
Below the
meat?
dungeon floor. so
Lobster,
too,
scorpion,
like
whatever the
dungeon
frick that
country.
is.
You're a little too into this. Is eating monsters some kind of weird fantasy of yours?
Like when he talked
right,
about it in
I
the book, he was
I
like,
do
"Oh,
love monsters.
we
I
just
was
got a
thinking we
mushroom
could boil
man
it.
and a giant scorpion.
Diagonal and horizontal slashes will have little effect on walking mushrooms.
Aren't they?
I was gonna say, isn't the tail
The venom from
poisonous?
It won't hurt us if we eat it.
Are you sure?
What?
The guide says it's totally safe to eat.
Watch, he gets really sick. The guide was wrong,
Excuse me,
dude.
folks. You have to chop off the pincers, head, legs, and tail. Especially the tail.
Especially
Run
the
something
tail.
fierce.
Help us out? I mean, he deserves a little bit because he is definitely helping.
Hold on! You can't put those in!
Probably not something you want all over your head.
Oh no.
Yeah, get that
it's
off.
covering my face.
Yeah, you don't want that.
The first time I ever died was because a slime got me.
The first time I ever died.
This here is how the organs of a
I love
slime
the
are
explanations.
arranged. Compared to a human's anatomy, it's like if you turned your stomach inside out, then you can either pat
This
it
dude
dry
is
or rub
phenomenal.
some salt on it and let it dry in the sun.
This dude
Just
is
lock it in there
quality.
like so, and it'll dry out nicely as you're walking around.
I feel like he needs a crew, but I also feel like he's just passionate and realizes we could use assistance. I'm down. That looks phenomenal. It looks
Shoot
like
scorpions
what we're
turn
seeing
red
right
when
there,
it
kinda. If you have everybody telling you how good it
What are
tastes and
these?
you're starving to
Dried
death,
slime innards. Find it wherever it stank.
wherever it stank, did he mean dank?
Of course.
What's the
My
name?
name's Senshi. It means seeker in Dwarvish.
Dwarvish.
My name's Laios.
Would you allow me to join your party?
Please do, sir.
if you'd like to.
Please.
Is it right to eat what ate one of us?
Of course. Oh.
The
They mean if
second
we can't get her back, do we eat the red
Here,
dragon if it
strange
ate
vistas
Fallon?
like
Yes.
the village's musty catacombs on the first
Ain't
floor,
gonna stop me.
stretching up from deep below.
We've been walking a while now. We should rest.
This time of year, there's plenty of nuts and fruits around.
Oh, in man-eating plants.
A man-eating fruit plant!
Man-eating
I should've
fruit
known!
plant.
Actually,
Belai, Yeptom, Bufels.
Apparently they don't like it. Apparently they don't like spells. And that thing is big.
I only have to attack
The
one
root.
spot.
Get her right at the
It's root.
right at the root. Beautifully done.
Yeah,
Hopefully you don't have seeds in your skin.
Like I told you before, this species leaves its seeds under your skin. It's called a shadowtail.
He looks excited about it.
Could feel kind of cozy. Did it?
I don't blame her.
Intensely weird at the end there.
Yes, intensely weird is a very good way to put it.
Mix it up a little bit.
We're making a
Pour it in
pie.
the frying pan.
It looks like he's making a pie with a crust. Man eating plants fruit tart.
Looks
Half
like
the
it,
name
but
of the
it's not.
episode. The fruit
crust
tart.
keeps it from burning. Don't eat that part.
You didn't make this with the plant the corpse fell out of, did you? Wow, this is really good.
So
The
far, everything he
fertilizer
made
type
is
fruit
delicious.
juicy and-
Now you see the appeal of monsters.
If we just leave him where people can see him, he'll get picked up eventually.
That is
This
creepy.
works, I think.
Kind of reminds you of the gallows.
In not a great way.
That night, Marcel had a nightmare. There is no hierarchy to it, just the reality that to eat is the privilege of the living. Delicious in dungeon.
All right, everybody. Fantastic show. It went by so quickly. We are already in over 30 minutes. I must have talked a lot in the beginning because without credits, I don't think this was longer than 25 minutes. We now see, though, that it was one free-flowing episode, even though there was a hyphen or a slash and it looked like Hot Pot was one episode and Tart was the other. I didn't see a break and it flowed right in. So on the next one, I'm going to edit this up and I might watch episode 2 tonight. It's already like 8 or 9 o'clock. So it is getting late and it's going to take me like an hour to edit up episode 1. But they're pretty quick and short and I'm curious to see how easy the edits are. Some shows are very easy, some shows are not. Netflix is in the middle as far as like being cooperative with the edits, but we'll find out. Some shows are easier than others. All I need to know is we got all the names. We got the pronunciations. Up here is our 4 characters. We find out in the very beginning that Fallon, it's Fallon, sacrifices herself. I don't know exactly how bad it looked. She was in the mouth of the red dragon. Now, the teeth were clamped down, so even if a tooth wasn't going through her, she was being pinched between the teeth, and it looked like there was very little room. She used the last bit of magic, or the last chance she could use a spell, and bamfed us all out of the dungeon. We lost all of our inventory. 2 of our people resigned, and we were down to Chilchuck. I think it's Marcel. Senshi is the dude over there, the dwarf guy. He said it's dwarvish, so it is a dwarf. This guy, Chilchuck, is a rogue thief of sorts, very similar to Not in Campaign 2, as well as many other rogue-type thieves. And then we've got Laios, who is the knight, who is the brother of Fallon, who was willing to sell everyone's stuff, go in by himself, and try to get her back. Now, we weren't able to take down the Red Dragon with 5 people, 2 of which were able to do magic. He thinks he's going to go in with less stuff and less people and take... I mean, he doesn't have to defeat it, but he does have to save her, and I'm assuming she, at the very least, is in its stomach and possibly dead. But he talked about how people could be resurrected from poop, potentially. So, I mean, I'd have to assume there's a potential to save her. Otherwise, what would be the point? This would be horrible if we went through a 12-episode season 1 journey and she's dead when we get there. So I feel like either she's alive and we misunderstood her, was misrepresented by the scene, because it happened all so quick. We were thrown in the middle of battle. She looked like she got half bit or eaten or was about to get eaten, and we were out. Senshi is the most interesting. This dude comes out of nowhere. None of us know him. He's like, yo, I've been around for 10 years. I know all the ways in which to cook food, and lo and behold, that is exactly what we need because we have no money for food and we got to eat our way through the dungeon. So now this dude is tremendously beneficial, and our guide apparently isn't, because the first thing Laios does is go, yeah, the guide says you can eat the tail, it's edible, and he goes, yeah, you can eat it, you're just going to shit yourself for a day and vomit everywhere, and that's what happens. So we need this dude. This dude is definitely very advantageous to our journey. The only thing is, I'm hoping he is just in need of help as well and just wants companionship or something. Like, I feel like he was trying to insinuate he can't get to the higher level monsters by himself. He wants to do new recipes, cook new things he's never been able to acquire yet without the help of people like us. So I'm assuming it's as easy as that, but I hope he doesn't have his own agenda and something else is going on or whatever. I don't think that's the case. I like where we're going, and I'm going to go edit this up and jump into episode 2. You guys let me know what you think. Great show, phenomenal, went by quickly. I love that they're explaining everything that's happening. It's not just like, here's this thing, here's a scorpion, eat this, do this, boop, we're done. He's like, you gotta cut off the pinchers in the tail, this part's venomous, and then it breaks it all down. It's like, you could eat the meat. When we boil the meat or cook the meat gets smaller, you can pull it out. Everything is explained down to like almost the finest detail. And I love it. And it is very similar to Rico in that fashion because we appreciate what we eat. We're not just killing for the sake of killing. We kill what we eat. We don't do anything beyond that. I feel like they might have to because it's a dungeon. We've seen zombies and all sorts, and I'm going to jump into the next one before I rant for another 2 hours. You guys want to see more of what I do? In the description of every video is a link for Patreon. You'll see these in full. I'm going to try to get this all done by next Thursday for episode 9, so Patreon will have them. I don't know if I'll be able to edit them all up, but my goal is to get them all up on Patreon in full unedited. You want to see more of what I do? In the description, like I said, is the link. Peaky Blinders, Doctor Who, Person of Interest, My Hero Academia, Bleach. We just finished Percy Jackson and True Detective Season 4. Avatar live action's going on right now. Stranger Things, Cobra Kai, soon. Final seasons, hundreds of other movies and shows in the description. Link. If not, comments down below. Like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.